Today on WTF, we're showing you a brand new recipe for how to make plant-based Caesar salad dressing from scratch. Hello and welcome to WTF, where we help you transform food in your kitchen. I'm Janie.
And I'm Hannah.
And today we're talking all about plant-based Caesar salads and how do you make a delicious dressing for it. So remember, if you like what you see, subscribe and also stick around for our weekly giveaway, which will be the ingredients that you see here today in order to make a plant-based Caesar dressing. Now, Hannah, when I think about Caesar dressings, I'm thinking creamy, I'm thinking a little fishy, and bright tart flavors. How do we do that without without having any of those animal products in there?
Yeah, so a classic Caesar recipe, it's gonna start off with our egg yolks, which obviously we can't use here, and that is what is gonna provide some of that creaminess and also be acting as an emulsifier as well. So we need to find something to replace that. And also for that fishy kind of sea flavor, we are going to go ahead and use our kelp powder, which is really great, and that's going to kind of give us that clean fishy taste but not too intense. And also we are going to be using our lactic acid, and that's going to be giving us a really clean acidity as well.
Cool. Let's jump right into the demo and see how do we make this.
Yeah, so for our creaminess factor, we are going to be using our oat milk recipe, and we can link that right down below if you want to check that out as well. And this is just 1.5 cups of oat milk. All right. And this is super simple. We're just going to put everything together and blend it up.
Okay.
So we have our nutritional yeast. Just add a little bit of depth of flavor. We have some Dijon mustard, which is pretty classic in a Caesar salad. All right. We also have salt, of course, our lactic acid, and you could use lemon juice, but we did find that the lactic acid is giving a little bit more of a punch than the lemon juice kind of just fades out in the dressing. And our kelp powder.
Yeah, so one of the things that we sometimes talk about here at WTF is the difference between a functional ingredient and a flavoring ingredient. So in this instance, the lactic acid, the kelp powder, those are flavoring ingredients, which means that you can dial those up, you can dial them down depending on what you like. So those, like, sometimes we're like, don't do more than this, but flavoring agents, you can play around with as much as you want to get the taste that you want. It's the functional ingredients, which we're going to cover here in a little bit, that you really don't have as much wiggle room with. So,
yep. Thank you. And yeah, we're just going to go ahead and blend this up. And now, while this is blending, we are going to go ahead and drizzle in our neutral oil. I'm using vegetable, but you could use canola as well. All right, so our dressing is almost there, but we have one last ingredient to talk about, and this is really going to kind of round it out and actually keep our dressing really stable, and that is our 210S, which is a blend of xanthan gum and also, or no, not gum, xanthan and gum arabic. And so I have that here, and what this is going to be doing is, one, helping keep everything emulsified, thickening a little bit, and also helping suspend some of the larger particles in here, like the garlic and the kelp powder.
Yeah, so when you're doing dressings, if you've been following us for a while, we have other salad dressings, and they use a combination of different types of stabilizers. So you might be like, I already have xanthan or I already have lecithin in my pantry, can I use this instead? And the answer is yes, but with the 210S, you do get that additional suspension property, which, as Hannah just mentioned, we want in this dressing because we have a lot of flavoring agents in there that are like larger particles. So you might find if you are using one of the stabilizers you already have in your fridge, it's probably going to settle out a lot faster than with the 210S. So if you don't have anything already, we do recommend 210S. It's great in a lot of different recipes, which you can find up on the blog.
Great. And I'm just going to sprinkle this in, and we will have our made dressing. And there you have it. Cool. That simple. Okay. So you can see it's just slightly thickened. If you want it thicker, like the store-bought dressings, you can definitely increase it and just kind of play around to see what works for you. But we found this to be a really nice thickness. And we already have some pre-made as well.
All right, and we conveniently also have a salad here.
Yes.
All right.
So this is just your basic Caesar salad. We did add a little bit of seitan in there, acting as a chicken substitute. Of course, we have our vegan Parmesan and some croutons to go along. And just pour a little bit of extra dressing on there.
So you can kind of see that the dressing is really clinging to the leaves, which is one of the things that we're looking for from a good dressing, that's not all just falling to the bottom, so you get a nice coating. You know, if we were to toss this salad, it would be really, really evenly distributed. So we're gonna do a little taste test. All right, and you can kind of see, like as I'm holding this, I'm turning this around and around, it's not going to fall off. And again, that's one of the nice properties of 210S. Alright, so I'm getting a lot of acidity. It's definitely got that creamy texture. It has the like briny flavor from the kelp powder. And this is a product I love because we are able to source it locally here in Maine. So this is Maine coast seaweed that's been turned into kelp powder, and so it's very exciting. We don't get to do a lot of local stuff, so it's nice when there is something that we can feature that is locally made here. So this is a really great, I would say, light dressing for your summer salads. You can toss it on any salad. I think it doesn't even need to be a Caesar, but if you are missing that classic Caesar flavor, this is a great way to get it. So remember, you can always get all of today's recipes on the links in the description below, and don't forget to enter the giveaway, which will be the ingredients that you see here. So in order to enter this week's giveaway, leave in the comments below another recipe that is not traditionally vegan that you would like to see us veganize. All right, and that's about it for us for today. From here in the Modernist Pantry Test Kitchen, I'm Janie.
And I'm Hannah.